For more than 30 years, the Glock 19 has defined what a compact fighting pistol should be. It became the benchmark for law enforcement agencies, military units, and civilian carriers across the world. Reliable, simple, durable, it earned its reputation the hard way, through real-world use. But here's what most shooters don't realize. In the last several years, something has been quietly changing. Procurement decisions are shifting, training academies are adapting. Holsters that once almost automatically carried a Glock 19 are now carrying something different. Not because the Glock failed, but because the standard evolved. Today, we're breaking down the handgun that's quietly replacing the Glock 19, not through hype, not through marketing, but through engineering, modularity, and institutional adoption. We'll examine the mechanical differences, the reliability history, the military validation, and the practical realities that are reshaping the compact 9mm category. This is a serious analysis for serious shooters. Let's get into it. The Glock 19, the benchmark. The Glock 19, produced by Glock GS.mbh, entered the market in 1988 as a compact version of the Glock 17. Chambered in 9 by 19mm, it offered a 15-round capacity in a size that balanced concealability with duty-level shootability. Its design was intentionally simple. Polymer frame, striker-fired system, minimal external controls, and a consistent trigger press. The safe action system used internal safeties without a manual thumb safety, keeping operations straightforward under stress. The pistol earned its reputation through durability. It functioned in extreme temperatures, tolerated varied ammunition, and required minimal maintenance compared to many metal-framed pistols of its era. Law enforcement agencies adopted it in large numbers because it reduced training complexity and logistical burden. Over time, the platform evolved. The Gen 4 added interchangeable backstraps and a dual recoil spring assembly. The Gen 5 improved barrel geometry, enhanced the finish with NDLC coating, and refined ambidextrous controls. Yet despite these refinements, the core design philosophy remained the same. The Glock 19 was built around consistency and simplicity. But the market began asking for more. The rise of the SIG, Sauer P320 Compact. In 2014, Sig Sauer introduced the P320. At first glance, it looked like another Polymer striker-fired pistol. But internally, it was fundamentally different. The serialized component was not the grip frame. It was a removable stainless steel fire control unit. This chassis housed the trigger, sear, striker components, and safeties. The grip module itself was not serialized. This meant users could swap grip sizes, slide lengths, and configurations without purchasing a new serialized firearm. The compact version, with a 3.9-inch barrel and 15-round capacity, directly competed with the Glock 19 in size and role. Then came the major validation moment. In 2017, the P320 platform was selected by the U.S. Army as the basis for the modular handgun system, designated the M17 and M18. Military trials evaluated durability, reliability, accuracy, and modular adaptability under demanding conditions. That contract significantly elevated the platform's credibility. The compact civilian version shares the same core architecture, and adoption began accelerating. Mechanical differences that matter. Both pistols operate on a short recoil tilting barrel system. Both are striker-fired, both are chambered primarily in 9mm. But their internal mechanics differ in meaningful ways. The Glock striker is partially pre-cocked during slide movement and fully tensioned by the trigger press. This creates a consistent, somewhat rolling trigger feel. The P320 striker is fully cocked by slide movement. The trigger releases the sear from a fully tensioned striker. Many shooters describe this as producing a cleaner break and more defined reset. The difference is subtle but noticeable to experienced shooters. Another major distinction is modularity. The P320's fire control unit can be removed and inserted into different grip modules. Grip circumference, texture, and even material can change without altering the serialized component. With Glock, the frame is serialized. Grip modifications are limited to backstrap inserts or aftermarket framework, but the structural geometry remains fixed. From a maintenance standpoint, both platforms are robust. Glock's surface treatments provide excellent corrosion resistance. SIG's nitron-coated slides offer comparable durability. Both use cold hammer-forged barrels designed for long service life. The difference isn't durability, it's adaptability. Optics and modernization. Red dot optics have become increasingly common in duty and defensive pistols. Glock addressed this with MOS variants, which use adapter plates to mount various optic footprints. The system works, but it adds an additional component layer. The P320 line, particularly newer production models, often incorporates direct milled slides for specific optic footprints. This allows lower mounting height and a more integrated setup. For agencies transitioning to optics-equipped sidearms, ergonomics and user interface grip, angle, and ergonomics are subjective but influential. The Glock 19's grip angle differs from many traditional service pistols. Some shooters naturally adapt. Others prefer a more neutral angle. The P320's grip geometry is closer to classic service pistols, which can feel more intuitive for shooters transitioning from metal frame systems. Interchangeable grip modules further expand adaptability. Different sizes accommodate different hand dimensions without requiring permanent modification. Factory flat triggers and varying grip textures give users options without relying on aftermarket parts. In departments where officers have varying hand sizes, modular grip systems reduce training friction. Again, the shift isn't about one being unusable. It's about one being more configurable. Reliability and real-world use. Any serious discussion must address reliability history. The Glock 19 has decades of field validation. High round counts, extreme conditions, and institutional adoption established its reputation. The P320 faced early drop safety concerns, leading to a voluntary upgrade program that redesigned internal components to improve drop resistance. Updated models incorporate enhanced safety mechanisms. Following upgrades, military and law enforcement testing confirmed reliability standards were met. Today, both platforms demonstrate strong performance when maintained properly. The debate is no longer about reliability dominance. It's about platform philosophy. Market shift and institutional adoption replacement doesn't mean disappearance. The Glock 19 remains widely used, but many agencies and professional users are choosing modular striker-fired systems that allow easier adaptation over time. The P320's serialized chassis allows agencies to standardize core components while adjusting grip sizes for officers. That reduces logistical complexity. Civilian carriers are also increasingly drawn to optics-ready, modular platforms that allow growth without replacing the entire firearm. The shift isn't explosive. It's gradual, and it's measurable. The Glock 19 built the modern compact pistol category. It remains one of the most reliable and influential handguns ever produced. Its track record is undeniable. But firearm design doesn't stand still. The Sig Sauer P320 Compact represents a newer philosophy: modular architecture, optics integration, and configuration flexibility built into the core design. It isn't replacing the Glock 19 because the Glock failed. It's replacing it because the market evolved. Standards don't disappear overnight, they transition. And in the compact striker-fired world, that transition is already happening. If you want real firearm analysis grounded in engineering, field use, and industry trends, not hype, make sure you stay connected. Because the next standard rarely announces itself, it earns its place. And when it does, we break it down.